Masechet Sanhedrin Daf, Lamed Al Amud Aleph, top of the page. Today's Daf is sponsored by Dr. Ezra Dayan in honor of his new niece, Vivian Grace Dayan. My time Rabbi Yosef Bar Yehuda. What is the reason that Rabbi Yosef Bar Yehuda allowed a witness to change his mind to now give a argument for the defendant, to say, oh, maybe he's patur, for example? How do we know that? A single witness should not testify to die. The motu sounds like he can't do something against him, but he can help him. How come you can't do it? Because now that if the witness is now changing sides, seemingly, it looks like he doesn't trust his own testimony. It looks like he's biased, and therefore we can't take it as face value. So now Hachmim, Rabbi Yosef used the word lamut, meaning that you can't testify to kill him, but you could testify to help him by yourself. So what does Hachmim use that word for? Hachmim is referring to the students sitting in front of the judges. If one of the witnesses I can give away to make him patur, no one listen to him. I know that one of the students say I can help to kill him, to convict him. So we see from there that you can't kill him because the single student cannot kill him by the court. Okay, in capital cases, if someone says that the guy should be patur and then he wants to change it to chayav, he can't. That only applies when they're still discussing it back and forth. But after, when they're trying to vote on the verdict, a person who said he's patur can then say he's chayav. The Gemara says, hold on a minute. We have a question. The second day of judgment, the judges regather. One, the judge who said that he's patur should say, I'm patur and I'm voting patur. The one who's voting chayav, he's voting for that the guys should get executed. The one who says chayav can now revoke it to make patur. But the one who says patur can't switch to chovah. The problem with that is that that next day is verdict time. So we see that they still can't revoke it, and they still can't change their view by verdict time. The Gemara says, according to your reasoning, what do you mean? Who says that it's verdict time? They could still be deliberating and discussing it the next morning. Therefore, when can't they reverse it? Well, they're still deliberating, but when it comes to the verdict, they can switch sides. Tashma. The judges debate each other. So one of the votes voting for chayub can switch to patur. And if you're telling me that they can't switch, you tell me they can switch, then maybe the opposite should also apply. They could debate until one of the patur say chayav. The says no. Says yes, it's true, they can, but we don't want to talk about making people chayav. We want to talk about making people patur. Tashma. If one of the students say the guy's patur and then he dies, we move him as if he's still alive, and we continue his position of patur. If the case is that if we say that he could change his opinion by verdict time, maybe if he would have still been alive, he would have said he's chayav. He would have switched. The Gemara says, no, we don't care if he would, maybe. Before he died, he didn't switch yet. He sent a message. The problem is that we sent a message from Eretz Yisrael saying that we learned from Rabbi Yosef Bar Hanina that he goes against that Rav said. That he disagreed with the Rav. The Rav said that a judge can change his patur to chayav. We see that Rabbi Hanina disagrees with that. The Gemara says, in Motze Itmar. He says, yes, no, it didn't mean that he excluded, that he disagrees. Rather, he says he's not excluded, therefore he does agree. Gemara says, next question. We're going to see this Mishnah soon. Two stenographers, two judges, two writers would stand before the judges. One on the right side, one on the left side. First opinion holds that says that they would write both. One opinion would write both writers would write the people saying chayav opinions and the people saying patur opinions. Makes sense, this is right. Why do you want to make him chayav? Because maybe the next day they might want to see a different reason to make him patur, and they want to see the reasoning before they switch sides. Why would you write down the reasons why it's patur? Sounds like even if they wrote for patur, maybe you want to write it down because maybe they want to change their position to say chayav. He said like it still won't work because it seemingly doesn't make a difference. Even if they write it down, the guy will still be patur. So no, it's a proof. It's a question against Rava, against Rabbi Hanina. The Gemara says la. كيش لا يمر شنايم تاع خام شنايم مقرات كده من رب عاصم ربي يوحنان أمرو شنايم تاع شنايم مقرات ما هو أمر له إنه نينو إلى إخات. Now the reason why we write down both opinions, the opinions with the reasoning of why they're saying patur, why they're saying chayav, is we don't want the judges to vote with the same reason. Two judges, for example, using the same reason but from different pesukim. So if one judge says the reason why I think it's patur because of pasuk A, and then another judge says he's the same reason why he's patur, but I learned from a different pasuk, that doesn't count. We assume that we know that the Torah doesn't say the same thing twice, and therefore one of them is wrong, and therefore we don't count it as two separate votes. So we're writing down the reasons of patur to keep track of how they're saying it, because if they overlap with the reasoning from different pesukim, it doesn't count. That is possible. Abaye says the Amar Kra pasuk says Ahat diber Elokim shtaim zu shemati ki oz Elokim. Mikra Echad said lekama ta'amim. We see from this pasuk that one pasuk can teach you many things. One thing can't be taught from multiple pasukim. Different pasuk proof. A hammer that hits a rock shatters, teaches you. It's like a hammer. When it hits, it disintegrates the item into many sparks or part pieces. So too, a pasuk can have multiple lessons, but not multiple lessons from not the same lesson from multiple pasukim. Okay, fine. What would be an example that we learn the same thing from two different pasukim? The following Mishnah says Mizbeach will make something kadosh even if it's disqualified if you put it on Mizbeach. So if the item is pasul, you put it on Mizbeach, it's still kadosh. Rabbi Yeshua says no. Anything that's meant for the fire, once it goes in the mizbeach, can't be taken down. We learn from there, just like an olah is meant to be burnt, just like if it goes up, it doesn't go down. Anything that's meant to be burnt, if it goes up, it cannot be taken down. And therefore, also he says something else as well. If something goes in the mizbeach, can't go down. Shneimar hi ha'ola al mokeda al mizbeach ma'ola shi riyal legab mizbeach imat ha'lo yared afko shura mizbeach imat yared. So now we see from here. What are they both including? They're both saying that things going up can't come down. What are they including? Pislin, things that are pasul. Marmatila me mokeda. One Rabbi Shua learned it from the first pasuk of mokeda, teaching you that. Marmatila mizbeach. The other rabbi learned it from the word mizbeach. We see two opinions teaching the same thing from this different pesukim. No, that they do have a disagreement. They learn different things. They actually disagree regarding the blood and the things that are poured in the mizbeach, like wine and water. According to it doesn't go down. Rabbi Yeshua says they do go down. So we see that in this case it's not the same. It's not the same opinion from two different pesukim. Not a proof. Let's try another example. It says, once we know it says, whatever touches the mizbeach becomes kadosh. I know from there anything that is fit or not fit. Talmud Amar kivasim therefore teaches you sheep. Ma kivasim just like sheep are fit. Afkoro, anything that's fit can't be removed. The word olah teaches you. So you see. What are they both excluding by saying this? Anything that a pasul can come down. They learn from two different pesukim, seemingly from the same halacha. Gemara says no. Is the difference between them regarding a disqualified bird olah. According to the opinion of hold, Rabbi Yosef said that from the word kivasim in only lambs and sheep remain on the mizbeach, but birds do not. You could take it down. But according to olah, any type of olah, so too a bird olah, if it's disqualified, can also stay on. So not a proof. A different one. Kiritana verse says, it shall be considered blood. That is, if you kill the person, right? If it the same way, if you slaughter an animal outside the Tamadash, you could compare it to killing someone. The Rabot, the Zorek, includes even someone who throws blood on a mizbeach, on a fake mizbeach outside the Tamadash. teaches you the word the zavach. The also includes the one throwing. With the Raya Kamekarav, they're both including zirika, throwing blood. Outside the Mikdash teaches you kimard metla midam yachashev, more metla me o zavach. Two people learning it from two different pisukim, the same concept of throwing blood on a mizbeach outside the Mikdash illegally. Then Rabbi says v'hamar Rabbi Avav, also not a proof. Shahat v'zerak ikav. There's a difference whether or not you hold if you slaughtered it. The did Rabbi Yishmael eno chayav elahat. According to Rabbi Yishmael, it's only chayav one korban hatat was by accident. The did Rabbi Akiva chayav shtayim. According to Rabbi Akiva, we chayav two, therefore not a proof. Let's have another one. Ha'it marla. We're going to say it is a good proof. Marbaya after the Rabbi Akiva nami eno chayav elachad. Rabbi Akiva actually hold one as well. The markara sham ta'ale olotecha v'sham ta'aseh. Teach you Torah included and mixed up the Isurim together, and therefore Rabbi Chayav is one. This is the proof that you could learn the same thing from two Pesukim, and if this would be the example in court, they would only count it as one vote, because this is considered one limud, and you can't learn the same thing twice. Okay. Money cases are tried by day and can be finished at night. סימן משפט מענה מטה. מינה מן I know this. אמר רבי יחיא בר פפא מקרא ושפטו את העם בכל עת. You can judge anytime. יהיה חיתלת דין עמי, so maybe you can also start the trial at night time. Why if start during the day? גמר שס כדרבה. דרבה רבה had a problem סתירה with two פסוקים. כתיב ושפטו את העם בכל עת וכתיב היה ביום הנחתות בניו. הכיצד? How do you have a pasuk that says judge anytime and this is the time you can give to your sons? Sounds like only day. הכיצד? יום תדין לתחילה גמר דין. You can start during the day, at night time you can finish it. Metnitin lokan read our Mishnah it's against from it. Tanya, but it says, here Mary says, Matlu mara pihem yeh al kol riv v'chol naga. What does that mean? That by the word of the Kohanim, every argument and tzaraat shall be decided. What's the connection between money and tzaraat? El makish libim nagim might be comparing them to and combining them. Ma nagim b'yom, dektiv b'yom harad albo. After nagim b'yom. Just like the tzaraat by daytime, like Pasuk says, so too arguments, monetary cases be done by day. Just like tzaraat cannot be done by a blind kohen. So too money cases can't be judged by a blind kohen. The mayor was mayor do with the pasukim of the day. What does he do with the pasuk that you can judge anytime? This includes a cloudy day. Because you might think that you can't judge on a cloudy day. The Tanakh Mishnah says, you cannot check for tzaraat in the morning and evening, not inside the house, on the cloudy day, because the spot of the tzaraat can look inconsistent with what it really is. In the afternoon, because the bright spot also might appear dull. And therefore, you needed, since your mayor says that money is like tzaraat, you needed a separate pasuk to teach you that you can judge during the cloudy day, unlike tzaraat. But mayor, according to mayor, what does he do with the pasuk that you can judge inheritance at nighttime, during the day rather? The following brata, copy paste. Lila teaches you that you can do inheritance only during the day, not at nighttime. The Gemara says, well, if the only person who dies during daytime, his children inherit, but not during the nighttime. The Gemara says, no. Maybe you're referring, and then therefore he answers it himself. He says, no, maybe the rabbi meant that you can't judge inheritance at nighttime. Tanan says, teaches you inheritance is like judgments. People came to visit a sick person and he told them what he wants to do as his last will. Since the three people, they can either write as witnesses or they could be like a judge and hand out the judgment themselves. Only two people came to visit him. They could write as witnesses, they can't do judgment. But at nighttime, even if the three people, they can only write it down. They can't do judgment. Because they're considered witnesses and witnesses can't become judges. So we see from there that he teaches you that you can't judge inheritance at nighttime, and that's the way to explain the pasuk. And sure enough, Amar later, Rabbi said in Hachikamina, that's exactly what I meant in regarding to my opinion of inheritances. I meant that you can't judge the inheritance in the nighttime, but if obviously the guy dies at nighttime, you could just wait till the morning. Capital cases are done by day only. You shall hang the corpses of the people during the day against the sun. Amar Rav Chizda, minan hoka'ah shetulia. I don't know that the word hoka'ah, we just said it means hanging. The Ketib says, V'hoka'anum Hashem begiv'at Shaul be'achir Hashem. He hung them up by Shaul. וכתיב ותיקח רצפה בת השק ותתהו אל צור מתכנת קסיר. We see from there that they lay the corpses as well over there during the daytime. וכתיב ויאמר השם למשה קח את כל ראשי העם. אם העם חטאו וראשי העם חטאו. What does it mean over there? Hashem told Moshe take the chiefs and hang them as well. People sin, not people did avodat zarah, not the chiefs. Moshe Hashem told Moshe, make more chiefs, divide the chiefs into more batedinin to execute them and to capture and convict the people who did avodah zarah. The Gemara says, why? If you want to tell me that the same court can't do two separate cases of capital cases the same day, don't apply the two different capital cases. But if it's the same action, you can. So how come Hashem said to do different cases? How come Hashem said add more courts if one court can, even though one court can't usually convict different types of cases, but over here, since it's the same case, just multiple doing it, they should be able to convict the same day. So how can we be more? Rather, we need more courts to hasten and to make it quicker, the process to convict and to execute these people, because we want to remove Hashem's anger from Bnei Israel.